that's something I'd never noticed before. I think that's a waymark stone, as some of the others that's spotted around the Peak District. It's got no markings to it. So I think that's a waymark stone rather than a grave memorial stone. In the Ideal. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm back. I wasn't going to go. I've just been away for a little while. Some of you may know, a couple of years ago, I put my back out by falling off a mountain, Ingleborough in North Yorkshire. Anyway, we are up on Kinder. Tonight, it's scheduled to be wind gusts up to about 40 miles an hour, starting off in a northwesterly direction, and then throughout the night, it will get down to a southwesterly direction. Fortunately, I've managed to find a little bit of a divot where I pitched my tent. And at the moment, you can't hear the wind much at all. If I stand up, you can feel it about 25, 30 miles an hour. Quite blustery. Hopefully, we're going to have a good night's sleep. Anyway, what gear have I got? Well, I've got a new piece of kit, but I've had it a little while. This is the first time I'm really going to test it out. Tonight is meant to drop down to about -3. So should be a good test for it. I'll show you from a different angle. Oh, yeah. You might be able to see this. So it's a down blanket. I've got that is only 600 fill power, so it's not going to keep me that warm down to -3. So what I've also got, load of stuff for me tonight. Also got my quilt, my Valiant Peak quilt, but that only goes down to 2 degrees, the down blanket. So between the two, it should keep me warm. I'm sitting on the mountain equipment. I think it's the Sync 7. The R value goes down to 4. And then underneath that, we've got a foil insulation. So with all that, I should be very nice and warm. And then going this way, I've got down booties. These are really old ones. They're actually starting to fall to bits, but they do the job. And I must admit, I had really cold feet when I took my boots off. Put my feet in these ones. Within 5 minutes, feet are nice and warm now. So with all that, I should be nice and warm tonight. Don't matter if it's -3 or -10. So I think we should be okay tonight. Starting to feel a little bit of cold coming through now. I think it's around 2, maybe 1 degrees at the moment. As I say, potentially it's meant to drop down to -3. So I do like Kinder. It's quite an isolated place because there's not that many spots to camp in. You've got to find them. I'm always on the lookout for a new spot. I don't think I've ever camped here before. Tomorrow we are going to walk around on the circular. So we started in Edale earlier today. I walked up the deeper path up to the plateau, and it's very rocky. You've got the water pouring down there. It's quite slippy as well, as you saw earlier. It is a bit of scrambling involved in it. Got up to the top, took a left, follow along the edge, and then where we are now. And then tomorrow we'll continue along that, and then we'll eventually head down, going down Jacob's Ladder, and then Barber's Booth, I think it's called, and then back into Edale. As I said, I've been away a while. While I've been away, unfortunately, my backache has been that bad I can't get out walking and anything else. I haven't been able to do any editing either. And even sitting in the chair to do some editing has been quite painful. So I've got a stack of videos that I did from like the summer moving onwards that I filmed, but I haven't actually edited. There's a few of them coming out. So there's actually 2 long distance footpaths, and then I've got a few day walks. I did a ghostly walk, but I did actually realise that I like to do walks. I talk about what's on the walk, but the problem being is that I did one walk and I walked to a place that's got so much history. I didn't realise until I got there how much history it had, and then all of a sudden I start researching it. It's gone from a walk to a history documentary, and I'm not sure that's the way I want my channel to go. But on the other side of that, since I've been away, I've hit over 2,000 subscribers. I know about 2,130 now. So thank you to every single one of you. For a celebration for that, I'm going to do a couple of things. I believe with YouTube, you can't do giveaways now. So it's a competition. So we're going to do a video that's in way of a competition. Give you all the information about that when it comes out, which we'll try to do it in the next few weeks. And then on top of that, well, for 500 subscribers, I slept in an abandoned tunnel. 1,000 subscribers, I slept in a haunted house alone. So I think I'm going to do exactly the same. I've got one idea that I'm looking at doing. It's in the top 10 most haunted places in the world. There's meant to be, in this attic, there's 2 twin beds. One of the beds is a witch sleeps. But the problem is you can't see a witch. Well,
Well, I don't think so. I was thinking about sleeping in one of these twin beds, but never know. I might be sleeping in the same bed as the witch. I might wake up as Harry Potter. Problem being with that, it's so popular that it's like this place is booked for months, as it being the most haunted. Once I do get that chance, we will do that. We've got plenty more walks to do. I definitely want to do more wild camps this year, especially if my back's going to hold up. I am doing a special thing in June. I also, hopefully, when I'm there, I might do a quick live stream if I can. So, plenty of things to watch. So, as I say, I've got more gear reviews, a couple of long distance walks, day walks, more wild camps, and also a haunted house to sleep in. And then the competition as well. So, with all that going on, please subscribe. And at least click the like. I mean, it don't cost anything to click the like, add a comment. If you've got any questions about the outdoors you'd like me to answer, then feel free. Please subscribe and please like this video. I think I'm going to grab something to eat now. I actually have got a boil in the bag somewhere. Let's have a look somewhere. The only problem is, so it was in my freezer. Still got ice on it. It is a spag bowl. Made it in October, so it's been in the freezer a while. Still a bit cold, but it is squishy now, so hopefully I can put that in and warm it up. So that's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have a spag bowl. Hopefully you're happy that I've come back. A few of you have been asking where I've been, and as I've said, my back has stopped me from doing things, but it wasn't a point that I was leaving the channel. It was just the point that I couldn't do anything, is the bottom line. Right, anyway, let's eat some food and I'll see you in a little while. Right folks, I'm back with you. Now, as you can guess, it's got colder. Bloody a lot colder actually. Temperature didn't just drop down a degree, so it all sort of went down about 2 or 3 degrees within about 5 minutes. Had my dinner. The spag bowl was very nice. And I've never done it that way with the foil packets and made my own meal. Yep, but it was great. So I shall be doing that again in the future. I watched a video by Paul Messner recently. He got some vacuum bags. They're ones from Flextail, or they're actually attached to his Flextail. And I thought, well, why have I never thought of that? Vacuum pack the sleeping bag, takes all the air out, pushes it down to the bottom, and it's done. So I've done it. I think he went to Flextail's site and bought their bags. Now I bought some Amazon Basics, which are about half the price. So one of the adapters that you come with your Flextail, and they actually work perfectly. The Flextail nozzle fits in there perfectly. The Amazon Basic ones do attach to the Flextail. Well, as I say, I've got a Flextail original. I'm not sure if there's a different size in from the Flextail to the Flextail 2. I do think, or from what I gather on the weather forecast, it could be very foggy in the morning. Believed to be down to 50-metre view. That means there's no point in getting up for a sunrise. We're quite isolated where we are. If it's foggy, I could just have a lie-in. We'll see how we get on. I mean, I've never had a lie-in yet when I go camping. I've done it for years, as in like 30, 40 years now. I've been doing camps and wild camps. I don't think there's one night I've ever slept a full 8 hours. So sometimes you think, why do I do it? But it's because I'm outside. You wake up, new day, new world. It doesn't matter where you are, because you're alone at that point. And I love that. So with that, I'm going to get into my pit, get some sleep, and I'll see you in the morning.
Good morning to you. Oh, let me take these out first. So, earplugs. As it was a little bit exposed last night, the winds did pick up. So, put the old earplugs in. Was it a successful night? Coldness? Yes, it has definitely got colder, and it still is cold now. I got up halfway through the night to go for a Jimmy Riddle. It definitely was colder when I had to get out of the sleeping system. But did the sleeping system work? Yes, it did. I was quite warm. In fact, to the point that I had to take my socks off in the night because my feet were too warm. But overall, a great night's sleep. Yes, I think this one Tigris quilt, I wouldn't be able to sleep by itself. Class it isn't like an over quilt or over blanket. It did the job. It was very successful. What is the time now? The time now is 7:20. So sunrise was 5 minutes ago. I'm not expecting it to be much of a view because it did say it was going to be foggy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up, we're going to have a look around, see what we can see, if we can see anything at all. And then I'm going to start trying to pack up. If I show you what the room looks like at the minute, the inside of the tent is a bit of a bomb site. So I've got a few things to sort out. And the grass chirping its way just next to the tent. I think we're going to get out of the pit. Right, okay, let's get up. Yeah, it's definitely foggy. It's definitely cold as well. Christ, it's freezing. Right, folks, we've just about sorted ourselves out. I've had a little bit of breakfast. As you can see, it's getting a bit windy. While I've been packing up, I've wrapped this quilt around me, this one Tigris quilt. I feel really warm. It's a good old product. It won't keep you warm just by itself, possibly in the summer, but in the winter, I mean, if you've got something like a sleeping bag that only goes down to 2 or 3 degrees, get one of these, put it on the top, cover yourself over the top. It is down, so it's ducked down, not the goose down. It is a nice warm quilt, but I'm going to take it out for a couple more times, give it a thorough testing before I give my final verdict on it. But at the moment, yeah, it hasn't been too bad. So, I've got my vacuum bags here. So when I came, I put the one Tigris in one bag and then my quilt in another bag. I'm going to see if I can try and do them both in one bag this time. So these were the Amazon Basics, as I think it does actually say on it. So as it says, Amazon Basics. The proper ones for Flextail, they cost, I think it's on their website, an American website, it's $19.99. These ones, I think, were £9.67 or something like that. So a cheaper option. Now there is as it says on it, there's a little pinky tab. Leave that in it because I think that's what controls it from the airflow, so it doesn't come back out when you take your valve off. Once you've got it on tight, there's no chance it's going to come off. Okay, so that's the Flextail on. What I'm going to do, don't lose the cap. Put that down there. Now it does say to try and fold it up in some way, so we're going to try and do so. I might speed this bit up. Right, now there's the test. Can I get my quilt in as well before we put it in? Try and get them to be in line with each other, I found, because sometimes they don't link. And then you got to push this thing across. And then we just turn it on. And let it do its thing. Obviously going to take a little bit of time because it's not a massive pump.
If it flattens out completely like this, it ain't going to fit in my rucksack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and shape it so it does fit in the bottom of my rucksack. But the thing is, then today, this is a watertight bag, so you know your quilts and everything, the down's going to keep dry. It's going to be in the bottom of the bag. I can shape it up, and once obviously it's crumpled down, it's going to take a lot less space than if I just put it in a dry bag or something. I'm not taking the credit for it, but it's Paul Meston that actually gave me the idea. Don't know why, I've never thought about it before. Thank you for that idea, and I'm passing that on because I think it's a great idea. And I'll probably see Paul in a couple of weeks' time at the Outdoor Expo show again, like I did last year. We did say we were going to go out and camp together. I haven't got around to doing it, so hopefully this year. But generally that's packed up, so I'm going to get it in my rucksack. Once I've done that, we'll get the tent down and we'll get on the way. Right, there you go, all packed up, bag on my back, leave no trace, litter in my hand, and looking down, we pitched there, there's no spot that I was there. Can't even see the trampled ground, quite honest. So we're off, heading that way, along the ridge, all the way up, and then eventually we'll head back down to Twine's Back, Jacob's Ladder, up a booth on the Pennine Way, and then we're heading to Edale. And hopefully a Swifty and the Ramblers Inn to finish it off. Right, a little bit of an update. That's the direction we come from, all the way back from where that outcrop over there is, just around that area. Well, I'm not going to say because those, you know, where I camped last night. Some of you all know. But if we look across the landscape, we can see right in the middle is a little bit of a mound. That's Mount Tor. Then heading across, we get the old rake with Lord's Seat in the centre. And then moving across, so the mounds are there, that's called Swine's Back. And then moving across is the direction we're going. Now it has been a bit boggy, as you can see there, and also my boots are a bit boggy as well. But that's the way, we're continuing up this path here, alongside here, just the other side of that rock there. And then we're going to follow that ridge line towards Swine's Back. And then just as you get to there, you turn left and you start heading down. Okay, so we've just been met up with this little mound here, and it signifies something, because if I go look just that way, you can see this path here, and if we swing it around the direction we are going, that path there, this part here is the Pennine Way. So we've met up with the Pennine Way. So we're going to follow this down to where it starts, back in Edale. So we'll go up to Swine's Back and then down towards Jacob's Ladder. Okay, as I say, plenty of people want to go on the Pennine Way for a little bit, but not them two. The guy in the blue jacket's wearing trainers and jeans, and the other guy, he's got like shoes you would wear in an office, and trousers to match. Not well prepared. And they wonder why they're slipping so much. If we head that way, we go down to Jacob's Ladder, and the easier route is that way. Now, because I'm waiting for a knee operation, I think we'll go for the easy route today. I think we can safely say this is a perfect place for a break as we reach the bottom of Jacob's Ladder. Crikey, it's as cold and windy down here as it was up there. You can just about see the top of Jacob's Ladder there and the little beacon, and it follows down to where we are now. This is the Pennine Way, and it's going to take us to Edale eventually. But first of all, we're heading up to Upper Booth. And that's about a kilometre away from here. So let's get going. Little shelter here as well. There's some information to the area. And then if you look on this side, the old font, well, a little nativity. It's a bit like the one up at, what's it called, Callow's Farm near Lafkindale. You go in their little alcove of a sort of like rock shelter, shown all year round. Now these slabs are okay, they find your route, mark a path, they stop erosion, but when they're wet they ain't half slippy. I've slipped more times just walking on these stones than I have done on the whole 2-day walk. Okay, the weather's turning, you can see it's quite breezy, but now it's actually started raining as well, so I could get my waterproof jacket out, but I've only got a few fields to go, so I think what we're going to do is just plod on. It's only sprinkling at the minute, I'm sure it's going to get heavier. Hopefully I'll be in Edale by that point and sitting in the pub. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe. And even if you don't want to subscribe, then please click the like, because the like doesn't cost anything. And add a comment.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the traffic road. Follow the traffic road. Follow the traffic road.
I've seen it all now. My guy's wheeling like a suitcase. They're going for camp on Kinder.